Welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of deep lore and emotional storytelling, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an analysis. Don't forget to comment below with your favorite childhood Pokémon memory. Now, let's dive into the powerful story of Pokémon, the first movie. The story begins in the cold, sterile shadows of a research laboratory where Dr. Fuji, a scientist driven by a haunting ambition to master life itself, leads a Team Rocket expedition to recover the remains of the legendary Mew. Though Mew is whispered to be extinct, the researchers find a fragment of its DNA, and through the ethically grey lens of genetic engineering, they manufacture Mewtwo. From the moment he awakens, Mewtwo is gripped by an existential crisis. He is a sentient being who realizes he was created not out of love, but as an experiment. This immediate sense of being an object rather than a living soul triggers a psychic explosion that levels the lab and kills his creators, suggesting that when life is created without purpose or compassion, the result is often a reflection of that same coldness. When Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket, arrives to offer an alliance, Mewtwo briefly hopes for a path forward, but he soon discovers he is merely being used as a weapon, wearing armor designed to suppress and direct his power. This ultimate betrayal by Giovanni, treating a living creature as a mere tool, hardens Mewtwo's heart completely. He destroys the Team Rocket headquarters and retreats to the ruins of New Island, concluding that the bond between humans and Pokémon is a horrific master-slave dynamic that must be dismantled through his own reign of power, essentially projecting his own trauma onto the rest of the world. Meanwhile, the world continues in ignorance of this looming threat, focusing on the simple joys of training. Ash Ketchum and his friends Misty and Brock are enjoying a moment of rest after Ash defeats a trainer using a then undiscovered Donphan, a scene that serves to ground the story in the normal Pokémon world before everything shifts. Their peaceful afternoon is interrupted by a Dragonite carrying a holographic invitation to a gathering on New Island, hosted by the world's greatest trainer. The trio, fueled by Ash's competitive spirit and curiosity, travels to a seaport where a supernatural storm is brewing. A storm so fierce that even the seasoned officer Jenny and a local woman named Miranda warn that it is unlike anything seen before. Miranda's fear suggests a deep, ancient danger, representing the idea that nature itself is recoiling from the unnatural events on the island. Despite the warnings, Ash and several other brave trainers decide to challenge the sea. While others use their Pokémon, Ash and his friends are nearly lost when their Viking transport, actually Team Rocket in a flimsy disguise, is destroyed by the waves. Reaching the island through sheer determination and the help of their aquatic Pokémon, they find a fortress of cold stone and high technology. Here, the psychological weight of Mewtwo's plan begins to unfold, as they realize the missing Nurse Joy has been brainwashed into serving as Mewtwo's silent maid, stripping away the very symbol of Pokémon healing and kindness to serve a master of war. When Mewtwo reveals himself as both the host and the ultimate Pokémon, the trainers are horrified. He dismisses their bonds with their Pokémon as weakness, and to prove his point, he summons clones of Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise that easily overpower the originals, suggesting that raw, engineered power will always trump soft things like friendship. The stakes escalate from a battle to a massacre when Mewtwo unleashes Clone Balls, predatory spheres that chase down and capture the trainer's Pokémon, despite their desperate attempts to protect them. The sight of Brock and Misty losing their companions, and Ash's frantic, failing effort to save Bulbasaur and Squirtle, underscores a feeling of total helplessness against a godlike power. The tension peaks during a harrowing chase, where Pikachu, exhausted and cornered, is finally captured. Ash's refusal to give up leads him into the heart of the cloning machine, where his raw determination causes an explosion that frees the original Pokémon and their clones. As they return to the arena, the real Mew appears, floating with an innocent, almost detached curiosity that contrasts sharply with Mewtwo's burning resentment. Mewtwo's need to prove his superiority leads to a declaration of war, a mirror match where every Pokémon must fight its exact duplicate to prove who has the right to exist. The battle that follows is not a standard Pokémon match. It is a grueling, physical struggle of attrition where moves and strategy are replaced by raw, primitive violence. As the Pokémon slap and scratch at one another until they are too exhausted to even stand, the film suggests the futility of violence born from prejudice. Team Rocket, watching from the sidelines, provides a rare moment of philosophical clarity. Jesse and James realize that regardless of whether one is an original or a copy, the pain they feel is identical, which breaks them down in tears. While most are locked in combat, Pikachu stands as a silent pacifist, refusing to strike back even as his clone beats him into the ground. Meowth and his cone also reach a quiet understanding, realizing that if they can set aside their differences, the world might be better, suggesting that conflict is a choice, not an inevitability. Horrified by the senseless suffering, Ash makes a final, desperate choice to leap between the combined psychic blasts of Mew and Mewtwo. His sacrifice is absolute. The energy turns his body into cold, grey stone, a haunting visual representation of a world where life has been extinguished by conflict. In the silence that follows, the world seems to stop. Pikachu's frantic, tearful attempts to shock his friend back to life are heart-wrenching, representing a grief so profound it transcends the conflict and touches even the clones. It is only when all the Pokémon, moved by this tragedy, begin to weep that a miracle occurs. Their collective tears, echoing Miranda's legends of the water of life, gather and restore Ash, proving that empathy is a more powerful force than the psychic energy that destroyed him. Upon seeing Ash's selflessness and the unity of the Pokémon, Mewtwo's heart finally softens. He realizes that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant, and that it is what one does with the gift of life that matters. To protect this fragile piece, he chooses to leave with Mew and the clones, erasing the memories of the trainers so they can return to their lives without the burden of this trauma. Perhaps because he believes they have already passed the test by showing him the potential for human kindness. Ash and his friends find themselves back at the pier with no recollection of why they are there, watching the storm clear as a beautiful sun rises. As Ash spots Mew in the distance, he feels a lingering sense of wonder, a hint that even if the mind forgets, the soul retains the lessons learned. While Team Rocket is left behind on the island to enjoy a rare, happy ending vacation, the shadow of Giovanni still looms in the distance, his greed for Mewtwo's power remaining a constant threat. Yet the story concludes on the hopeful note that life, regardless of its origin, has the capacity to choose a better path.